Welcome to another episode of the Booth Podcast, the podcast where we talk about life, love, and the deep topics you can't talk about with anyone else. I am your host, Kenneth, along with my co-host, Dom. And today, along with us, we have a special guest, Pham, who is...
Hey, I'm the owner of Food for Fatties Toronto, online bakery where we sell cupcakes, macarons, cinnamon rolls, and stuff, and more to come.
Tune into our Spotify. If you enjoy this episode, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Our socials, along with Michelle's, will be down in the description below. As always, enjoy. Okay, so as you guys know, we have Michelle with us, and we wanted to get her input on why she started, Food for Fatties, which is like a bakery.
Bakery, yeah.
So we have this, and it's from your spam account.
Oh my God.
We wanted to know if this was why, like if this was like a part of the reason.
Kind of. Okay, so I've always worked in like bakeries or food, and I kind of like it. Like I'm always a barista. And I'm like, you know what? It's just so nice. You just have people sitting in your bakery enjoying sweets. I want to make food, and I always like to cook a little bit. So I'm like, okay, I was in graphic design before. I'm like, screw graphic design. Let's apply to bakery because I'm like, why not? And then after that, I'm like, let's start a business now, like just the Instagram one, because I know eventually I want to do a store. Yeah. But I can't start there, obviously. So, yeah, that's how we started Food for Fatties with the help of my sister. So, yeah.
How did you get in? Like, were you baking since you were like a kid, or what was that?
More like in high school. I didn't really bake a lot of like cupcakes or whatever. I started making like cinnamon rolls around the time that I started like launching that. And like macarons, I always like to do the difficult things, and macarons are hard to do, like for everyone else and like myself included. But yeah, so I'm just like, yeah, I like to make them a lot, and I just kept practicing them because I just want to perfect them. And my mom's like, why don't you just sell them if you're just gonna bake every day? And I'm like, okay, that sounds good. Yeah.
And like me and Kenneth know that, like, well, I actually he didn't know this.
Which part?
That you like were doing a lot of jobs, or not like, I mean, yeah, you had a lot of jobs, but throughout quarantine, you're doing like Ubereats.
I did it for like 3 nights.
Oh.
Yeah.
How was that?
It was annoying because we only got trips downtown. So I went with Jomar, which is my boyfriend. Yeah. Yeah. But like he would drive the car, and then later I would run out the car really quick. But it was just annoying because like we signed up as a bicycle because we're not old enough to do the car version of Ubereats. So yeah, so we had to run back and forth, and I'm like, we did for 2 nights. It paid for our dinner. We're like, we're done. Good night.
And then why baking all of a sudden? I mean, I know you made brownies.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I know you made brownies for Jomar's mom.
Oh yeah, the recreational brownies.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I just like to bake, and I'm like, if I just like to do it, and I wanted to practice a lot anyways, then I might as well just sell what I'm baking. And people always told me like, oh, you can sell these, And I'm like, oh, okay, that didn't sound like a bad idea. And I always want to have my own business. Like I want to run something, So yeah, so that's kind of why I started that.
So I have a question. Why would you call it Food for Fatties? I'm just curious. I'm pretty sure everyone else wants to know.
I think my sister did marketing. Like she's in advertising marketing, so she helped a lot with like the branding and stuff. We just thought of like a trendy name. Like there's a place in LA called Bacon Bitch.
Oh, never.
It's like a breakfast place called Bacon Bitch, and like I don't know. I just like something that's not so overdone. Like baked by this, treats by this. I'm no shade at all. But like I didn't want to be treats by like whatever,
Okay.
So like that's why I'm like, okay, Food for Fatties, and I just wanted to keep like that. But then someone else already took the name on Instagram, so we had to do .co. So yeah.
Can you explain why there were some snowflakes?
Oh yeah, you saw them?
You can pull up the screenshot maybe.
I don't.
Later on.
I think it's still there actually. Yeah, but this girl, she commented on one of my pictures. It was during I was paying for ads, so I guess she saw one of my ads. And then she was like, oh, your food looks really good and the product looks really nice, but the name is offensive, calling people fat or something. And so I will not be ordering, thank you. And I didn't tell any of my friends to say anything to them, but they're all like, then don't order. Why you hear that?
Nah, for real, bro. I was so mad. I was about to comment like snowflake. Like I was just,
oh my God.
Yeah, Don showed it to me. I'm like, yo. Like, he told me that. He should comment. Like, I'm down. I want to see what this can turn into.
Yeah, a lot of my friends are like, oh, I want to say something, but I don't want to get make it look bad on you. But I'm like, I didn't really care. But she was like, oh, now you're having your friends attack me.
Is that what she said?
She said that back, yeah. And then I commented to her like, oh, what did I say? I was like, I'm really sorry that you feel that way or something. we can pull it up later, but it's basically me being really nice in my customer service tone. Like saying, oh, like we didn't mean to offend anyone. If you have anything else to say, we would love to hear it. Like stuff like that.
I mean, like, you can't give in to that, right? Like, it's whatever. People have an opinion. Everyone feels the need to have an opinion.
I know, but I didn't really care because I'm just like, but who's really offended, you know? Like, I think I'm a bigger girl. I'm not offended. I called it food for fatties for a reason, you know? So I'm just like, they are snowflakes a little bit.
It is what it is. Everyone's going to have some sort of opinion about your business.
Yeah, I know.
Was there any, like, any product that you just, like, was like, I don't think this one's going to do too good, or, like...
Some of the rolls I thought weren't going to do good, but surprisingly, like, we have raspberry rolls. They're pretty popular, and I'm surprised.
You heard that, guys. Raspberry rolls. Take notes. Take notes. But which one's the most popular one that you got right now?
Obviously macarons. They sell
a
lot, yeah. And then cupcakes started going, but like I think the most popular thing was like my Valentine's promotion because it was more like a gift thing. Yeah, no one really. I guess people don't order a lot of food like just regularly, so I'm surprised sometimes when I get an order. I'm like, wow, I'm busy this week. Yeah.
How was your Valentine's Day like sales?
It was pretty good. I don't know if you want me to say a number, but
no, I don't hear the number. Like,
but yeah.
How did you feel? Like,
I mean,
over,
if you
like,
feel comfortable.
I made a lot, like probably like the most money in all of my business during that 1 week for Valentine's. So
Wait, when did you start again?
I started technically December, end of December. I launched it like officially.
So February Valentine's Day was like the busiest month you've ever had by far.
Yeah,
I think now it's just March.
Yeah, so I think like almost 50 to like 70% of my profit was all from Valentine's Day, like all of it. But yeah, it was pretty good because I paid for ads for my boxes too. And then I guess I did reach a lot of like random people I don't know at all, which is good because now I have one person that keeps buying my stuff. But most of them obviously are like friends or mutuals that I know that bought stuff. But yeah, Valentine's Day was a good time.
I mean, they look amazing.
Oh, thank you.
and like, how much prep time did it take? Like you started December, but how long were you thinking about this?
I think I literally launched really fast. I thought about it beginning of December, and I launched like the 27th, I remember. Yeah, so I just kind of like, I'm kind of like, when I want to do something, I do it, but usually I give up, but I haven't yet, so.
Well, don't, because
I know.
you're killing it. That's so funny, because for us, like, we've taken breaks, and then we were like, let's take a long break, and like replan. Like literally, we had to I think technically we've rebranded twice. Technically, because like the gear, I mean, that was a whole investment.
I think I remember.
Right, and then before it was Gray Space, and now it's the booth, which just has more sentimental value to us.
I guess so, yeah.
And for us it takes a while, so like it's awesome to hear that. Just I'm gonna do it, and then you just go on and do it. And then how does the whole process of like this is what I'm gonna try to go for, like this sort of flavor, this type of like product, and then the photography.
I actually have like a list on my phone where like I wrote like all the products I'm gonna have and what I'm gonna price them at and like the flavors I'm gonna have. At first it was just like, okay, this is the general idea I have for it, but I haven't started practicing the recipes yet, which was why I took the whole month to just bake nonstop and practice like all the recipes. And then for the photography, like I don't know if you saw my menu, it has like pictures of each like item, right? That took me forever. So the whole week I baked like just macarons just to get like all the pictures of the flavors. I don't know. I think I got inspiration from other pages too. Like I seen one person do the thing with the pictures, and I'm like, oh, those are kind of nice. I want people to see my flavors other than just like the cartoon drawings of like food. But yeah, so like I organized all that, and I did it fairly quickly because luckily I had graphic design experience, so I had like all that stuff. But yeah, so that took like 2 weeks, and then that's when I started rolling everything out and like officially launching. But
is there a content strategy?
Not really. I just post whatever I think I like. Why, do you guys have one?
No, of course not.
What?
Next question. Okay, so I wanted to pull up this picture, and oh shoot, where'd it go? It's a picture of Michelle as a baby, oh cutie. She goes, "Who would have thought that she would grow up to be a 2-time college dropout?" Now, we wouldn't talk about this if she wasn't comfortable about this, but we're here talking about it now, especially because Kenneth has experience in dropping out, and
Fairly, yeah.
I also had experience in not knowing what the fuck to do either. So let's hear Michelle's story on the 2 times.
Well, I first started right out of high school, and then I went to graphic design in York University, And I'm just like, yo, there's so many lectures here. I don't want to be university anymore. So I literally dropped out. Okay, so I started September. I dropped out October. So I've been there for a month. And then I applied for a winter semester in George Brown for graphic design again. And then I don't know, I liked it there a little better. But then after I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. So then I didn't do anything. I guess I dropped out halfway through COVID, I think. So it was an excuse. I'm like, it was COVID. I don't want to do school during COVID.
Okay.
But then thereafter, that's when I started the whole baking thing. And I'm like, you know what? I think we should actually like do something about it. It's only like a 2-year program. I applied to George Brown again for baking and pastry arts. So yeah, I'm waiting for that. Excited to come. But yeah,
They haven't accepted you yet?
they accepted me. Like I got early acceptance too. I'm surprised my grades are so terrible. And out of high school, they're bad. But yeah, so I already accepted it. Waiting for it to, like them to like do the registration thing. So I'm excited because I feel like I can't really change anything else for my career path now.
I mean, you're doing great, so I don't.
Thank you. I hope I don't have to
I
because
feel like this whole podcast is just gonna be us complimenting Michelle. No, you're doing amazing.
thank you so much.
I mean, sometimes we need to hype each other up because our Asian parents won't.
Oh yeah, I know. I feel that.
But why baking now? Like, why is that? Like, is this it?
I hope so because I don't want to waste more money on school that I'm gonna drop out of again. But yeah, because like I told you how I always want to open a bakery, and I feel like it'd be good to like hang up a certificate in my bakery and stuff like that. And I guess like the program seems pretty cool. It's pretty short, and like George Brown has a lot of good like acceptance, like like job rates out there after, and like the cooking program is pretty good. So
I mean, like, are you in right now? Like, are you doing it right now or no?
it's in fall,
Oh,
so I'm
okay,
waiting
okay.
for it still. Yeah.
I can imagine Michelle in like a white suit.
I can get
With
one
my
of the
hat?
hat.
Yeah. I think it's the uniform. You have to have it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, our schools are boring. Like, we've been doing class, like, can you imagine a film program being done in COVID?
I know.
I literally have to film, let's say, like, I'll be given 4 hours to film who knows what and edit and then put it out there. And it's, Ken knows, literally recently I put out a bunch of crap. Like, 20 seconds, like, let me tell you a story.
Okay. This story is just like, it's stupid and hilarious at the same time.
Okay, so if my teacher's listening to this because he knows about our podcast, I just want to say thank you for the compliments and all that stuff. But basically, I filmed literally like dog crap. And it was, I mean, there was like a few shots that I was like, okay, I'm going to do this to build a story. But it was literally like 3 shots played right after each other. And then one just extended for 20 seconds long. And it was supposed to be a 45 to 90 second video. And I just put out absolute crap. And he goes, wow, that looks great.
You want to
No, no, I don't want to show anybody. That thing is actually trash. And if you see it, like you'll know yourself. Like what is this? And he just went into talking about my job. He was like, oh, your dojo opened up again. I see. I was thinking of going back to Taekwondo. And I was like, I mean, you should you should come back. I'll teach you.
You liked it, right? So.
I mean, yeah. And what's awesome about, at least for my school, is that we have like a bunch of like, so it's film, but it's like all film related.
Mm-hmm.
Is that how it goes in George Brown, or is it going to be like different electives? And
when I went to graphic design, it was basically all like design, except for obviously English we had to take. I know, right? I should have just finished that credit.
you have to like write essays and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Ew.
I dropped out because my assignment was due, and I'm like, I can't do it right now.
You dropped out.
It was an excuse. You know, they're all piling up. There are a lot of assignments for due. I had a group project in New York University. I had a group project that they kicked me out of because I wasn't participating, and I dropped out right after that too. So I make a lot of bad choices.
I mean, I could kind of relate to that. I don't know if I told you. It was back in OCAD, right? I got put into this group, right? It was like second semester, first or second week, and then I'm paired up with this dude that I don't know, right? So he's talking to me, blah blah blah, about the project. I'm like, in my head, I'm like, I think I might drop out. And like I'm like contemplating, right? I should just drop this course, right? Just this course, not the program. So then our final decision comes to like, you know, for our rough draft for our project. He's like, dude, I need your input, blah blah blah. I'm like, I told him straight up, dude, I think I'm gonna drop this course. He's like, what? I'm like, I don't like this anymore. I'm like, I'll give you an answer soon. He's like, okay. A couple hours later, yo, what's the verdict? I'm like, oh, I'm dropping out. I felt bad for the guy, and I felt bad for the teacher. He's like, okay, now I have time to go with the better group member. I'm like, I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
Oh my, you see.
to the viewers that are listening to this, we might sound like terrible, terrible students. Like, I mean, example A, B, C. But there are lessons here. There are lessons here. Like, I mean, at least for me and Kenneth, like, he literally was like telling me like he was so scared. We were in the gym and he's like, dude, I dropped out and this and that happened. And I'm so scared. And my mom like, oh, she was threatening me and like to leave. And I mean, it's an emotional roller coaster. So could you, what was your parents going through?
I still got up every day and went somewhere. So I was still lying to them and said I went to school. So I don't know where the hell I went. I just got out of the house. And then later, I didn't think I told them until like summertime. Or like, no, I applied for school in tomorrow. So I think I told them like maybe 2 months later. And then they're like, oh, but why'd you drop out? Because they always want like university, not college, right? Yeah.
Same here.
So then I was like, but I'm going back for the same thing. And then my mom was like, okay, fine. And then when I dropped out again, she's like, are you kidding me? Why this time? I made it COVID the excuse, but I didn't want to be there anymore. Okay. And then now with the whole baking thing, she's just like, I don't know. Parents are very like, oh, you won't make money doing this or that, right?
Yeah.
Do you guys get that?
Did she say that or is there a but to this?
No, she said that. Oh, okay, there's no but. But yeah, I guess she's more supportive now, like especially since Valentine's Day when she saw how much money I made during that 1 week. She's like, okay, maybe it's possible. So they're okay with it now. Like, I think they just want me to be in school. They don't want me to just be a bum. So
yeah. I felt that one. Because my dad, he like never supported the film thing. And only now he started going like, you know what? Like you could just, you could also do real estate with it. Like there's a lot of like, I mean, filmmakers make a good amount of money if you're smart with it. So same thing, I guess, with the whole business, right? Like as long as you're smart with it, you're going to do amazing things. So just keep doing great.
Thank you. You too.
I mean, you've been smart about it lately, like the February thing, right?
I've been slacking since then. I have not posted I posted 2 things.
I mean, March is like,
yeah,
there's nothing like, what can you do in March?
I mean, there's St. Patrick's Day, commercial holiday kind of, I guess.
There's a lot of people. I follow like this Facebook macaron group where like these macaron moms from the States, they post all their stuff. A lot of people do St. Patty's stuff. And I'm like, maybe I should. But I'm like, but I don't want to.
I mean...
we live in Canada.
Yeah.
So like, I don't think people like are that amazed by it compared to the States.
They're the same boat as us. Why do they care about St. Patty's?
Yeah, I don't get it. They're just doing it to celebrate, to drink.
Basically.
I mean, do you have any other business ideas that you're like, I'm going to do this one?
Mother's Day. I feel like that's an opportunity.
Yeah, 100%.
Because
Father's Day?
Fathers are...
I knew that was coming.
He said it, I didn't.
Oh, can I buy some for Father's Day for my dad?
Oh yeah, sure, just for you.
Okay, thank you.
No, Ken's a dad. I don't know where to go with this now. I'm just thinking about, okay, sorry, let's go back on track to the college thing. Do you love what you do?
Yes.
Are we sticking with it?
I hope so. I really hope.
This is like God questioning your life. Like, are you sure about this one?
I hope so.
I mean, Kenneth, even sometimes he bounces around, but like, it all comes down to like, what are you best at?
I know.
And like, you just have to like it's always like a bunch of fixing your relationship with these sort of things. Like, at least for me, like when I get stressed about film, I'm like, oh my God, like, am I sure? And it's just like always like rehashing, am I in love with this thing? And then it's like falling out of love with your partner just to fall back in it. And that's like what makes the relationship better.
Yeah, there's like up and downs, but like I'm like, I think I like her. I think we're gonna go with her, you know?
She's the one.
Yeah, I think she's the one. There's no better choice.
But yeah. So what is the future for Michelle like for this?
Food for Fatties on Queen Street.
Hey, we can be early investors. I'm just saying. I'm down.
Yeah.
Maybe in like 10 years, yeah. Not now.
No, why 10? Make it 5.
Make it 5.
Do you see Toronto's real estate?
So you can make it happen. We
believe
in you.
You know my spending habits personally. You know
but with the work and perseverance and the amount of money you'll be making within a couple of years, you can do it. Don't doubt yourself. Don't let anyone doubt you. Not even yourself. You know.
I'll try my best.
Okay, so we're back and we're gonna be talking about Michelle's many jobs because obviously Food for Fatties wasn't the only thing she's done. She has like
I think there was 8.
8 pages in your resume?
No, 8 jobs.
8
Not
jobs.
that crazy. Yeah, I think it was I think it was 8.
Wait, when did you start working?
I started like grade 10, so 15, 16. Yeah, grocery store off Kijiji. It was so sketchy. I literally went to Kijiji to find like a job because no one on Indeed would hire you without like experience. So hard to find one on Indeed. So yeah, and then I found the grocery store. I worked there for like a few years, and in between all the jobs I had, I worked like 2 at a time seasonally. That's why I had so many. Yeah.
I'm sitting here complaining about the 2 jobs I have right now.
Mm-hmm.
What other jobs did you have?
I did like a Christmas ornament thing because I do calligraphy. So like I wrote like names to personalize things. I worked at Kitchen Stuff Plus, and then I worked at like Nike, Nordstrom for the coffee shop, and then more coffee shops, and then but most some jobs I count them, but I only worked there for like a day for training, and I'm like goodbye, I don't like this place.
Oh, if we're counting that, then I worked at KFC.
Wow,
Wait,
one more.
Yeah, I
You didn't
did.
tell me this.
I didn't tell you this.
No.
They asked me, so in grades like 9 to like 11, I was known as the KFC guy, because I would just come in and order, because it was like $5.65 at the time, and when you're a student, that's a deal, dude. $5.65, you go. I'm always there, because McDonald's had the junior chicken, but there was like a line that would last forever. So I'm always at KFC. I'd come in, they'd go, "Hey, bro, what's up?" And then I'd be like, "Nothing much," and I'll pull up my debit card just like that. I don't need to say anything. They just do, and I'm in.
I know about that part. What do you mean? What do you mean about the working part?
Oh, so a lot of them were Filipinos,
Uh-huh.
and then I was looking for a job at the time, and I was just like, "Oh, are you guys hiring?" Well, yeah, you should apply, blah blah blah, because they like liked me already at this point. 2 years of experience right here. So I come in, and they're like, "Okay, just drop off your resume, and we'll get you working." So then they get me into train, and I trained for like one day. It was like for like maybe 3 hours, not even that long, and I just learned how they make the chicken. That was it. I was like cutting off fat and putting it all over the flour.
How did you do that on the first day?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
that was training. I was in the kitchen.
So wait. So what about the other days?
That was it. That was first day
Why didn't you
and
come
last. Huh?
Why didn't you come back?
Oh, they said, oh yeah, staff is at an all-time
You
high.
sucked the first day. That's what it was. Like, yo, he can't chop off this chicken fat.
Did I suck? Now I'm thinking about it. Maybe I did
Because
suck.
why would they tell you, yeah, come apply, and all of a sudden, staffing.
Oh, okay. The Filipinos that were just like part-timers and full-timers, they were the ones that asked me to come.
Okay.
The manager goes, "Yeah, sorry."
Who's this
like,
kid here?
No, she knew me too. She was cool with me too, but she was like, "Yeah, like labor's at an all-time high. Like we don't have enough to pay." But now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I did suck. Oh my god. I didn't even think about
That's
that.
how I would fire people at places. I had some like managerial positions.
Really?
because I worked the Christmas one so long. I've been there for like 2016. I come back every season, right? So then she made me interview people when they write terribly. She send them away. I said, okay.
Whoa, I wanted to be a manager. I think that would be so sick.
What's it like firing someone?
It hurts my feelings to hurt their feelings. Okay, so but I don't know. It's like on the spot interview, right? So it's kind of like the same day thing too. So it's not that bad. But if it was like they were there for a while, then I would be like, sorry, I don't think I can do it. I'm like, nope, I'm not an actual manager. You do it. I can't do that.
Was there any like bad experiences with a manager?
Not really. I don't think so.
You ready? I think it was my second day at McDonald's. Okay, first day it was like, okay, yeah, we got to cook, and then on the first day, the manager that was like training us gave us free food.
Mm-hmm.
So the second day, I'm like, oh, so it's just normal. I'm leaving, and I pack myself 10 nuggets, and I'm about to go, and then one of the other managers sees me and yells at me across the kitchen, like, "What are you doing? You can't do that." And I swear to God, I thought I was gonna get fired right there. Everyone was looking at me, and I was like, "Oh no!"
I think I'd quit. That's embarrassing.
Yeah, I was like, I was gonna buy it after, and like they're like, "No, you can't do that. You have to buy it. That's it. Like you just have to buy. You can't make it yourself and then buy it."
Mm-hmm. You saved yourself. It's okay.
So then, what do you think I did? I bought it. Could you imagine? Like, oh, you're embarrassed now. You don't want to. You weren't actually gonna buy it. No. So I was in front of the kiosk, and I was like, You didn't have any. You did not get yelled at?
Oh no. So this is my bad experience working my first job, right? So first I did training, right, and then I'm about to do my first shift, like flipping burgers at some place. I don't know if we can say it.
McDonald's.
Okay, McDonald's. Anyways, so thing about my McDonald's is the one like right down the street from here. Filipinos, right? And you guys know me. I understand, but I don't speak, right? So I clock in, blah blah blah. I go to my part where I have to put the burgers and wrap it. So I'm doing that. The first one comes. It's a McDouble. I'm like, okay, I'm taking my time. It's not rush hour. I'm doing it. Blah blah blah. Slide it. I'm like, okay. Looks kind of shit. But my manager, she's speaking in Filipino, but she said this guy's so fucking slow. What the fuck is wrong with him? Right? And I understand. And she says, hun, it's customer service voice. Hun, do you understand Tagalog? I'm like, yes. And then she's like, oh. And then from then I'm like, oh, fuck, I hate this place. I don't like this. And I was just so sad the whole trip.
You should
I'm
have
like,
said no.
no. I'm like, it makes them feel bad. I'm like, fuck you. You better feel what I feel.
No, for sure.
Like-
I would do that too. I'd be like, sorry, what'd you say? Like I would confront them.
You should have said no and then continue to listen to what they would say about you.
Oh. And then come back at them like,
And then put the
no.
onion out. Yeah, at the end of the day, I quit.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, I didn't get much hate after that. The manager like loved me after.
That one mistake. Just
Yeah.
be like, oh, I'm sorry, I was gonna buy it.
No, after that she actually didn't even want me to quit. I don't think we've told this story, but we quit together.
You guys both were at that one, right?
No, not at the same one.
Oh.
But we would hang out after every time, and which is actually why the booth is called the booth. It's because we would always have our deep convos in a
The booth.
McDonald's booth. And this was what like kind of started our friendship, keep firing the dreams and all that stuff, because we were like, dude, let's just quit together. Well, he said that. I was like, I don't know if I want to quit. I need the money. He's like, nah, we got job opportunities. Let's just quit together. And then I used his resume. No, not resume. I used your
Resignation.
resignation letter, and we both quit at the same time.
And when did you get your dojo job?
Like right after.
Oh,
Or
really?
no, in between. And I'm like, I can't work at McDonald's and do this. I want to get more hours there than like. Can you imagine? I just gotta tell kids to do push-ups and
Go flip burgers.
yeah.
away.
And then I'm the one like getting yelled at. Like no. What was the? Have you ever had any bad customer experience?
For sure. Like E-Bar is downtown Eden Center, right?
Okay.
I think one time, okay, this is it wasn't my problem, but it was just a funny story. Some old guy, he went into our bathroom and it's just a single stall, and then he came out, and then I'm like all of us, he was in there for like half an hour, and all of us were like, what's that smell? Like it's like coming from the vents. So we were so curious. Finally, half an hour after, we called security because we're like, that guy's been in there for like a while. He left. They went inside, and there was shit covered all over the walls, on the floor, everything. And it was so nasty. So then, like, luckily we didn't have to go inside, but we can still smell it. The back connects to our kitchen, right? So we can smell like whatever he was doing, but clearly he wasn't okay because it was like smeared everywhere. So then they had to clean it up. So yeah, downtown was a wild time. We found like needles on the patio, and then we found like a lot of weird stuff. But customer service, everyone's annoying in food. So yeah, that's what it was.
You win. I was just I was gonna bring up how some lady got mad that I didn't put enough pickles in her burger. No, that story beats everything.
I'm sure you have some with Champs, don't you?
I mean, but not as bad as that. Like
Really?
As bad as it's gotten. Like I've gotten a couple. I've gotten threats just because
Downtown?
crazy ass customers during the pandemic, but not as bad as that. Like closest.
not shit smeared on the walls. How'd you clean that up?
Oh, I didn't clean it up. Nordstrom has a cleaning crew. Luckily, we're connected to Nordstrom, right?
Oh,
so
I
they
feel
have a
so
cleaning.
bad for
I know.
them.
I felt so bad. I'm like, I hope they got paid double today because they had to like water hose everything because it's like a drain in the middle. But that's nasty. I saw them going in. They're like, oh, yeah.
Wow. Yeah, she wins. I don't even know what to say out of that one.
Okay, here. So then, out of all the jobs, which one was your favorite and least favorite?
I think it was that one. My favorite. That was my favorite.
Least favorite.
I don't know. I didn't really hate any of my jobs.
Because there are some jobs you didn't have for that long.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Nike. Okay, Nike. I didn't like Nike because of the environment. It was so like if you don't sell, you're not doing well. You know. But like whatever the sales. But I don't know. Just like the coworkers too. Like they try to steal your sales. And whatever, I had like 2 friends there. But, like the 3 of us were like, "Fuck this place! Like I don't like it." So yeah, I didn't like Nike at all, really. So I'm kind of glad they fired me. I don't care. It's whatever. But yeah, other than that, my favorite E-bar because of the crazy adventures downtown, and then Nike is the worst because of the environment.
I don't think that'd be anyone else's response, but wow.
I know it's crazy.
Okay, we just came back from a little break, but we wanted to go dive into the Asian parent talk because obviously it's always been Filipinos. Let's dive into the
More Oriental side.
oh well, explain to the people what you are because everyone else will probably think you're Filipino
Yeah.
too.
Mm-hmm. But I'm Vietnamese, Chinese, more Vietnamese than the other one.
Mm-hmm. What problems do you face?
Well, in my household, everyone's kind of different, but I feel like there are a lot of like Asian parent problems. But like I don't know, the common one for me is that like we don't really talk about everything. Like I can talk to them like and make jokes with them, but they honestly don't know much about me. Like I don't think they know what my favorite color is. Like besides my friends, could I hang out with like them constantly? They know who those people are, but like they won't really know what like I like or like what my favorite color is or like what I like to do besides like the baking stuff because they see that part obviously. So yeah, I don't know. Like I'm sure there are people that have parents that know them very well, but my parents do not know me.
I find it interesting. Do you ever have dinner with your parents?
No.
Do you?
I mean, yeah, I kind of enjoy it because I mean, for my time with dinner, I do. It's me, my mom, and brother, right? And I kind of enjoy it. Just me and my mom, we just talk like whatever. Like we'll bring up the news, have our own opinions, and just recently we're talking about having a dog.
Oh, okay.
Right, so like I'm kind of excited about that. So like we're talking more, but even then, like enjoy having dinner. But before, maybe like growing up as a kid, I wouldn't, and like I guess that created a barrier of like communication for like both of us.
I mean, I only recently started having actual conversations with them. I don't know how, but we just did. But usually, like because I was wanting to become like a filmmaker and do some more martial arts, they're like, "Go to school first. Why are you trying to do these things? Like, try to become a lawyer or a dentist or I'm like, what are you talking about? So my dreams were, killed from the moment I spoke about them. Were your parents more positive on the baking stuff?
When I actually like first went to university for graphic design, like they didn't like that at all. Even if it was already university. Yeah, because they're like, oh, why don't you go do anything in university? I'm like, but why would I do anything if I probably won't like it anyways? Like you see your family friends have kids that go for like a bunch of stuff in university, but they're doing nothing right now. So why would you want me to do that too? And then I don't know, my parents are so like university, whatever. Like, they think college is for people that can't get into university. It's like a
that is exactly what they said. Oh my gosh. Oh, but college is not. You can't do anything with that one. Oh my gosh, that's exactly. Did you ever have that or no? That's me.
I mean, my mom kind of influenced that. I feel like a lot of Asian families have influenced that. We're like, university, you're really smart. That's how society perceive you, as opposed to college. Like, oh, you're kind of dumb, but you're still in it. Like that's how I dumb it down for myself. But I feel like it's just really bad that parents make us think like that, right?
Yeah.
And then you talk to all these other kids, who took a year off or dropped out or they're in university or college. Like it's basically the same thing. Like it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. No, oh man, I don't know. I'm just going through the motions and I'm feeling the trauma. And like I took the year off and they were just trying to tell me like, oh, this is not going to be stable income. It's not going to like be your future. So at least you'd go back to school. And I never wanted to until COVID happened. And, it's like, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Right. So I had to get pushed to do that. And Ken's story about dropping out, like, I don't know. Me and Ken, we were very like hesitant. Like, oh, should we go back? Like, is this something that we had nights where we'd be biking and we're just like, fuck, what are we gonna do? And we knew we were passionate in certain things, but we just didn't have the persuasion. We didn't have the motivation. And we weren't inspired enough. And I don't know. Like, it's a tough conversation to even have. Were your parents like okay with baking though? Like college wise?
I think now they are because they're like, okay, like she seems like she likes it, and she's like, I showed them like my Instagram page and like, okay, Ashley looks nice, and then she actually has customers that buy from them, and like it seems like I know what I'm doing marketing wise too. So I think they're okay now. My dad kind of still like, because he's more of the unsupportive one of the two. But like they're like, I think they're just like okay with it now. They don't like it, but they're like, okay, whatever. What can we do now?
I mean, once you leave, what are they gonna say? So
I know.
Oh man, because a lot of our viewers are actually like younger, and they've always been like at least someone that helps us with the podcast. She was like thinking of going into film, and she reached out and was like, "Oh, like it actually helps me that knowing that you're in film, and you know your parents don't support you, because like I could relate and I could like use you as like the blueprint." So what is advice for a younger Michelle that doesn't know what she wants to do but knows that she's pretty good at these few things?
Honestly, just do what you like to do. Like I feel like if you get stuck with doing something you won't like your whole life, that's kind of like you wasted your money because you're probably gonna change out of it. I know people that like are last year and they want to change their majors. Like I don't think it's worth the money or time really. Just go from the start for something you like to do. You know.
Would you say just jump into school, or you should take your time and like figure it out?
Whatever you need to do, you know. Like I like if I wanted, I didn't have to go to school for baking, but I want to because I want to learn experience from there too. But it depends on what you want to do, obviously too.
Yeah, because I mean, I'd like to share about this because I find it funny, but a lot of people that my parents like to compare me to, they all dropped out of school. So I just want to point that out, that I actually took the time to, you know, be like, okay, am I really good at this? Do I want this? And it was like a whole year, and it's fine. It's totally fine to take your time. You have 3 examples here that tell you it is okay to even pick the wrong thing, and like to take time and really like set yourself apart from everybody and think really long about it. Like Kenneth, you know, he jumps around a few things, but he's solid. Like he'll know what he needs to do and he'll do it. And even for me, right, like this is the advice that he gave me. I don't know if I told you this story, but my dad was like lecturing me and was like, don't do this, like why are you gonna go into film school, like it's so risky, and it's the tuition is so high, like just go back to high school and redo English and then go into college or whatever, go to university. And Ken was right there. He was in the middle of all of it. And then we set apart and we go into the other room. And then I was over here having an anxiety attack. And then Ken goes, don't listen to your dad. Like, just do it. Like, you know you're good. You know you're going to get it. Just, like, stay headstrong. And here we are. I'm in my 2nd term, and I hit honor roll, and I'm like, I'm freaking loving my program. So if there's anything that you can take away from the 3 of us is making mistakes is fine. Taking your time is fine. It's all about, like, just really knowing yourself and just taking a chance. Like, believe. Like, just do it. Any final words, guys? I'm sorry, I took the floor
No,
there.
it's okay. I don't know. Like, your parents don't always understand what we go through. Like, I understand. That's why I also feel bad. I don't want to disappoint my parents because they came over here to give us a life and stuff. But I don't think they understand, like, the mental health and stuff, too. That has to do with, like, going through school and stuff. So, I don't know. It's kind of hard to listen to that. Like, I get that, too, because my dad didn't want me to do even, like, anything artsy or, like, graphic design or, like, cooking or anything either. So, yeah. I don't know. I think, honestly, just do what you want to do. Because in the end, like, you're going to spend the rest of your life doing it, you know? So, might as well like it.
It's okay. I mean, I'll say something.
Okay. Ditto.
Okay, I'm joking. Okay, I have a question for you though. Have you ever found yourself like constantly seeking your parents' validation?
Before, I think, like, during high school, yes. After high school, like, near the end, I'm just like, approval's too much. So, yeah, no, I just started to, like, mostly do things that I think that are still not, like, they're gonna shun me from their life, but, you know, something I still like to do more.
I mean, like, just to touch on something that she said earlier, like, of, like, oh, if you were to do something and you basically hate them, like, I always thought if I were to pick something that my dad wanted and I would do it, he said this, like, he said that even if you hate me for the rest of your life, I'll be fine as long as you're, like, mentally, like, or financially stable. I'm like, what about mentally? Like, in my head, I was just like, wouldn't you want me to go into something I'm happy about and then find success there and be successful there, and then our relationship is still intact? Because if I were to pick something that you wanted that I didn't and I'd hate you for it, like even just knowing that like you forced me on like these things and it didn't work out, I like did not appreciate you and did not like our relationship during that time. So haven't you learned your lesson? You know, sometimes it just bounces back like that. And I mean, now he seems to like support me, so I think it's a lot better now. If you guys enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Tune in to our Spotify if you haven't already. Our socials will be in the description below. That's been your host, Dom.
Ken.
Our special guest.
Food for Fatties.to.
Please orders right now. And that's been it. Peace out.